Uh, Welcome to this special edition of Gippsland League YouTube with me today. I'm Keith Anderson. With me is the chairman of the Gippsland League Board, Terry Flynn. Terry, the AFL Gippsland Commission, some moves going ahead with that now, with applications being called for the Regional General Manager. This sort of follows a review a couple of years ago by the AFL into country football, the decision to do away with the BCFL and bring it under AFL Victoria, and the formation of 8 regions, and appointing staff to sit in those regions rather than in Melbourne to further develop the game. So, as a board, you've had meetings with the chairman of the commission and AFL Victoria people. Where's it at now, and how do you see it relating to Gippsland League, and is anything going to be different?
Well, firstly, let me say thanks for inviting me on, and I've really enjoyed your other interviews, your interrogations of Brian McKenzie and Brian Quigley and Chris Similis. So I'm looking forward to my question without notice. But so with the board, we've been having talks with the commission over the last couple of months. They're only just a very new organisation, still finding their way around. They had a forum at Maui a couple of months ago where all of the leagues and umpire panels were invited, and we all sat around and raised many issues of importance to our leagues, and the commissions from there started forming their own views about what their priorities are with us. If I think about us and where we've come from, it's only really a few years ago that we had a sort of a delegates system rather than a board, and with Brian McKenzie and Chris Similis, that they drove change through to us being called the Gippsland League, which the subtlety there that we're not actually a footy league anymore has lost on a lot of people. But our own view of the world was that something like an AFL commission was necessary, or a hub in Gippsland was necessary to try and drive a bit of change and get a lot of improvement into the area. So we've been very involved in the development of the commission, and one of our board members, John Anderson, was on a committee that helped set it up. So we're quite close to the commission and very keen to be involved.
Well, as the major league in Gippsland, Gippsland League, and the 10 clubs represent population centres that are probably much more than half of the region's population. Well, Gippsland League certainly has to be involved for, otherwise there's not much point of having a commission, I wouldn't think. So I suppose we're moving now with the commission making some staff appointments. There are, as you know, it's a matter of leagues buying in and umpires' organisations buying in. I suppose a couple of the issues that immediately come up, and they talk about sponsorships and marketing of the game and whatever. And from a club point of view, I just wonder if any clubs might, as a league, you might get nervous that the AFL comes in with pre-arranged commercial arrangements which may affect local sponsorships and things like that. And I suppose that's a bit further down into the fine print of how things go, but are they issues that might be of concern to our league's board?
It probably is well down the track, because we haven't really entered into those sorts of conversations with either the AFL or with our clubs about those sorts of future directions. The clubs have placed great faith in our board, and when I go around and talk to the presidents in the area, and I know today we're at Druin, and if I talk to Eric Bott, as I did a couple of weeks ago, they really want us to get on with business and making decisions. They don't want to be distracted by things. They don't want us to stuff it up, but they want us to make changes that are going to make life easier for them. They want us to bring the costs of running footy down. They want us to make the finals a bigger event. But they want things that are good for the area. So that we haven't got to that stage of talking about what it'll mean in the detail of sponsorship and that sort of stuff, but in the area. But when you think about it, as you said, we're all the major towns in Gippsland. One of the really big opportunities for us from the word go was that with our geographic spread, we ought to be a more viable entity for someone to go and invest money in sponsorship and advertising. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to turn around businesses in Gippsland to understand that we're not a donation. We don't want to be seen as a donation that they've got to prop up. We want to be seen as something that is of great value to the region.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, probably broadening it out and away from the nitty-gritties of things like, are we going to have our own tribunal, or does that come under a commission, or area agreements, which are often difficult between leagues and junior leagues? Is that going to? That's probably fine print again. But as a Gippsland league, under the commission, or when the commission's operating fully, as your board, where's its responsibility, its reporting responsibility? Is it to the commission or back to your clubs?
Oh, it's definitely back to our clubs. We're not an entity of the commission. So the board, the commission's got its own committee that runs it, its own board that runs it, and while we have talked to them, we're not subservient to them.
Yeah. So what other benefits do you see that may come out of?
Well, you just mentioned a couple of them, and I think there's some, for the new regional manager position that's just being advertised, for someone to pick up a position and probably based in the Morwell area, a well-paid job. I reckon there's some really good low-hanging fruit for that person when they come on. And because we've got this geography, and sometimes I try and itemise how many things we deal with, but we've got something like 6 or 7 newspapers. We've got maybe 3 or 4 radio stations. We've got 5 umpires panels. When we've got all these other leagues around us, each with different arrangements about whether and junior leagues and that whether players can move between our clubs. And what I really want people to understand is, as distinct from probably every other league in Victoria, we're a representative league. We've got all the major towns in a region of Victoria. So there should be an automatic framework of improvement from one league up to our league, and it should apply to the players and the umpires, maybe even administrators if it becomes more professional, that sort of stuff, that there's a dynamic there. And in the same way that works for us, that means people will move on into the TAC or up to Casey if they continue to be the most regional VFL team in this area. And the same for the netball. I really want the netball to be the same setup as well. I want that sort of triangle to go there, the apex up to the top.
Oh, very good, Terry. Well, it looks as if we're off and almost running. We'll be in a couple of months with a regional manager, and certainly it's something which I know all people associated with the league, followers, players, will be keen to get continual updates on where things are going and how it applies to us. So thanks for your time today, and look forward to a good final series.
Thanks, Keith. Keep up the good work.